Hello. Today I want to speak a little about my family. A little bit short, but I think that many things in life can be good when you have a family. What can I say? My great grandfather doing this to me when I'm a little child. He handmade created that. This is it. Oh, you look. He self creating all these details. This is for little child, and he created that. I'm so proud from this souvenir, the special souvenir as I have, because this is a beautiful present from him. Okay, second, a little bit older. This is us. Me and my Japanese line family, traditional, handmade too, but my great grandmother doing this. This is a traditional of the part of family, artist part, Japanese line of my family. This is the spoon to eat, to normal eat, but this is a very special spoon because in generation to generation, many times this spoon it was using, but this spoon is only for very special occasions because so very special Christmas or other very important things, that just like on my great grandma 80th birthdays, as I create all ceremony. In 2019, this is very special. This spoon was using because of her and only. Oh, looks like that. I don't know that is C, but a little bit I try to. This looks like that. It's very beautiful. You see? All this is handmade. This is not buying at the shop. It's very important. Second souvenir. This is from my aunt. She gives me this. She self doing this for me. This is very simply because many details you can buy at the shop, but she tells me that she's doing this herself for me because she listened that I hear many times Gothic music because I like. That's why she creating this for me, because oh my God, when you've got a beautiful dress, you can have this to just some very important concert or party, just like some detail for the scene. And this is it. Oh, can you see? A little bit. I want to let this see. Oh, this is it. she buy the details to this, and she created this for me. And she tells me that I can do it the same. Some parts of this. This is my souvenirs, most important souvenirs. Second souvenir, as I want to show, this is my first personal card. And the picture on there I want to show on special, because I have 18 years old in here. that is. Oh, you see? This is my first. I looks very strange because I like some strange hair creating, and I creating this myself. My great grandfather teach me how this you can do, and that's how I look when I've got 18 years old. This very beautiful picture, and it looks very beautiful, just like my great grandmother on a special day. This is the Lovings Day, Day of Lovers, and she is on her special and beautiful dress. Has she doing handmade self. She teach me the same art. This is the family traditions too. A little bit looks like a little bit kimono, but very in 15% this is a kimono, and in 15% this is a dress, just like Europe, on United States, on or maybe a little bit France or other European countries. But on this picture, as I want to show, is my grandmother too. This is only one picture that these two very important persons of my life is in on the one picture. In other pictures there is but on this, these two very important persons in my life from Japan and from Europe is on the same, on the Lovings Day. You see? This is my great grandmother, and this is my grandmother, and this is my aunt. You can look her face because you see what she's doing. Oh, that's what they look. Oh, this is the hearts. Many people's in my life tells me that you are very, very, very similar and your family line in Europe and Japan. On your face is very C, and I'm so proud of that. That my Japanese culture line you can see on my face. Then I have some parts of my face looks like the same. It's very important. But at the school, many people's, many my colleagues and women's colleagues, they sometimes laughing about me. You kinda yellow and some bad things. That in Europe schools it's very difficult to be. Second, what I want to show, my father. He is a full sense and so European. This is my last picture, and a little bit broke because time broke in it. I am a child on that time, but I have this picture. Oh, you might see That's me, little child, and my father. This is my only one picture in like that. This is my last picture. And when I look at this picture, I cry sometimes from that days, because I remember very well that days. This is my birthdays. I have 4 years old on this picture. I have 4 years, and he go with me to the cinema and for some movie, and after that he takes me to the ice cream with big much sunny on the ice creams. It's very beautiful thing, and lots of it was a candy named lentilki, something like that. This is from Czech Republic, and they are inside is a chocolate, and outside there is a sweet sugar with colors. And this is almost the same like today's M&M's, lentilki. And I one more time I want to show my father and me. It's so beautiful and special, because on next year I must change my personal card of identity, and this is my picture from years ago. Little bit before that, my oncology doctor tells me that probably I have a cancer. This is before, little bit, 2 years earlier, but on my face it looks that my hormones inside myself is changing because I have the cancer, but I don't know yet that time. There was 2 years that the cancer is growing in me, on my backs, and but on this picture I looks very nice yet. This, and you can see how I look when I've got 18 years old, and how I look years later. Oh, you see? That's what I look, right? Almost the same like right now. You can see. And this is my 18 years old picture. Very nice, I think. Right now I looks a little bit different because my life is doing many things in my life. Many nights without sleep, and I cry many nights. Sometimes because I'm fragile very. That's what I want to show. What can I show next? Little special, excuse me. But I have this. This is very important thing in my life. Where I have this? Oh yeah, it's here. This is the present from my very best friend from Japan. I have girl colleague, and she, when I be on Tokyo at Shibuya, in interest, because my work when I work before I met my husband, this global firm, and I must drive to there with interest, but we have 3 hours per 24 hours free time, and we have we talk, we speak in the corp, and she tells me when I drive to Poland, to place where I live up to now, and I teaching kids with in school, because when I get the marriage, I must change my life, because as Japanese traditionals and culture is like that when a woman takes the marriage, everything is changed. Her before life is changing, and she must change her things that she's doing on the past, because she was a wife and she's got a different kind of important things that she must do in life, because she is a wife and she must stay at the house or takes care of kids, especially about. That's why I've changed my work, and I started to work with kids and teaching them the school pro bono, of course. That my friend, she's give me this very beautiful. This is on my hair is not looks like good, but when you take on some part of this here, you know, it looks a little bit better. But I like this butterfly because this butterfly is pink. I like pink very much. This is the beautiful color. A little bit violet, but on special is very, very interesting, because a little bit, you see? She tells me that my music is so beautiful and my voice is so beautiful. On firm party you singing very beautiful. That's why I give you this present, because you deserve for this. This is your voice. And I take this. That's a little bit about me, and about traditions a little bit more. I want to tell about traditions at my family. Our Japanese culture in all sense is very different than any other cultures. This culture is very important, and this culture is very complicated than most other world cultures cannot understand many things that they is in our Japanese traditionals. This is very difficult to understanding when you don't have persons and peoples at your family. When you are in other culture, and when you're born in other culture, and you have other remembers from your childhood, and but I have remembers from my childhood, just like my great grandmother. She very, 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 very many times she drives to the Poland where I live with my parents, and she teach me everything what I must to know. And not only, but she phone call to me every day, and she speak about our culture, our traditions, and she teach me a little bit the Japanese language, and she teach me anything about that I must know if I want to have as culture in my blood. That's why I try to understand all these things that we who we are in this world, and in some generations past, in the past, and right now, after now. And I know everything. I cannot say this on the very detailed words, because this is a very many informations, and most cultures cannot understand all. Many cultures takes us just like a different kind of nature culture. But I think that this is a little bit mistake. We are not just like most cultures think about us in world. We are the same. Some person in my life tells me that we don't have a feelings when we doing something bad. We don't have a feelings. Oh no, I want to protect my culture and my country, familiar country, before that opinion. We have feelings. We are very fragile, just like most peoples in all around the world. But our religious traditions is different kind that most culture cannot understand, but this is very important. Everything in life must have place in time of life. We born, we live, we are, and we die when our time is coming. But sometimes some persons in our culture, just like in other cultures, make a suicide from some reasons, very complicated reasons. And I'm not like just like that person, but I think that as tradition is the most important. Even we sometimes must do something that is changing some other cultures' understanding, because some cultures don't understanding why someone that who's don't doing nothing, he make a suicide. I tell about that one thing, because our traditions is like that. This is our honor and respect to the life, to the other life, and we must stay on the right point. We must stay on the right do. This is becoming from our culture, and I protect our culture. Even someone from other cultures says something bad or badly about, I don't like that. When someone hurting my culture and culture of my country, familiar country, before very ugly opinion about, I hearing the same and almost the same wrong opinions at school when I'm teaching myself, when I'm a child. This is very difficult. Be two cultures, nature in one person. This is very, very difficult, because children from Europe cannot understand you in 100%, and on your self country familiar, when from you take all souls traditions and you have the soul from other culture country where you are not live, but you've got a family line. You sometimes, it's very difficult because many things is a little bit different. What can I say about my great-grandmother? She is so beautiful. Even right now, when she's got 19 years old, she's very old. And I love her very much, and I want that she maybe can have 100 years. This is my little bit dream about she can have it. But I think that her time someday is coming, and she go to the other side, to the mysteries of God's and Kami. And I think that she can be a very good Kami, very good, because she was and she is very good person, very beautiful and kind person. And she teach me this, that because my and her religion is the same, because we are Buddhists, Shinto, but we are the Buddhists in the most popular way on our culture country. I'm so proud of her. She was she was my heart. She is. She was, and she can be forever for me. And my grandmother too. My aunt, the same. This is the most things that I want to say today, because I'm so little bit tired. I have a little bit problems in my marriage, but my husband sometimes is doing some things without think about, and sometimes the things is some little bit complicated, but I think that everything is going okay and be okay someday. I love him very much. Okay, I'm talk about everything a little bit, what I want to say. Then bye to the next audition tomorrow, because I want to do these auditions every day. Today is about this day, and we can speak about the second day. But I want to tell on today ending, I want to say that what my father says to me, and what my great-grandmother and my grandmother says to me, because this is our family motto. Family motto. When someone loves you, everything must be beautiful. When someone loves you, everything must be very beautiful. When someone loves you, everything in the world is the most beautiful thing in the world. If we can loving each other, there was a place inside of soul. And when you love someone, this place is growing and started to be a beautiful, shining kami that they coming from inside to outside of you and started to be a beautiful life, just like how my friend about to say. Oh, I want to translate from Japan to English. Excuse me, leave moment. It's becoming like sakura blooms at the spring, and cherry orchard is be a beautiful place for every hearts that they are in, and love must be like sakura tree, must be brave from the beginning to the end of the life. But when your love is dying, you in some way dying too. Then we must love each other from the beginning to the end of life. In any sense and part of life, because this is our world must be, with our religion traditions. Maybe I little bit doing a mistake in translation, but I want to translation in English. I don't want to using the Japanese words, because I know and I understand that many peoples and many hearings don't knowing Japanese language, but English language is the most knowing language. That's why I say that. I love you all so much, and I very, very, very much miss my home too. And I pray every day for the beautiful things that they can happen. Thank you so much.